guys, what is good? Gert413 here, back in today, guys. And today, guys, what I wanted to go over with you guys is a little bit of an Easter egg that I found the other day. Guys, this is like day 3 of me trying to record this, and I'm getting kind of fed up because I have just been dealing with technical issue after technical issue after technical issue, and hopefully this works because first time, the settings were too high, and thus the internet wasn't working properly, and it wouldn't stream. Next technical issue, for some reason, Twitch was deleting the end of the videos, about the last 25% of the videos. That kind of sucked. Then YouTube, for some reason, when I would upload the videos, it would take any errors in the Twitch video and for some reason compress them, so a 9-minute video would be 6 minutes. So, hopefully though this finally works because I've lowered the settings, the internet is working properly, and then the last one, my mic didn't record any of the voice because for some reason Twitch settings just went ahead and disabled my microphone. So hopefully this finally will work. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on into it. So the first thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk about is I was just driving along and I noticed this billboard and it had this juicy looking hamburger like, meat. And it's from the Double Stack with Cheese from Fat Mullins. So I wondered, is Fat Mullins an actual restaurant in Australia? So I went ahead and Googled it, and of course it's not. So I started looking around at the other billboards, and this one caught me in particular. And this is Lottie's. Now, if you guys remember from another video I made, the, the Lee Easter egg video, which I'll leave a link to down in the description. I'll leave a link to both of the Easter egg videos I talk about, and to some information that I find later on in the video, so you guys can go ahead and check down there to check everything out. So, but Lottie's, though, was on the t-shirt of one of the characters that you can choose in Forza, and I started wondering what that actually was, and then I started looking around because I noticed some of these places have actual store names, like, for example, Madison's Bakery and Cafe, DC Pizza Company. Look at that guy, he's just waving like, hello, hi, look at me, hey, don't fall, buddy. And then you have Instinct Surf Shop. And then, of course, there was an actual Lottie's, and I looked in the window to see if there was actually a t-shirt that was very similar to the one that the girl was wearing. Now, there is a white t-shirt, but you can't really see the logos because it's sort of like in there. The graphics aren't really great inside the actual stores. They're pretty blurry. But then I started actually looking, and this company right here looked very familiar to me. That's Litware Inc. Now, Litware Inc. isn't an actual company, but it sounded so familiar to me that I decided to actually Google it. And when I Googled it, there was actually a result that popped up, and it said Litware Inc., a Microsoft company. And it's not really an actual Microsoft company, but it turns out that there's a bunch of different companies that are made up by Microsoft and they use specifically in their video games, and I'm pretty sure they hold the copyrights to them, most likely because it's in the game itself. But for example, let's say you're in a mall with a zombie apocalypse, and you're about ready to run into a store, and it's Litware Inc., and that is how you avoid the zombies. Now, I'm not exactly sure if the video game that I just described is actually a Microsoft product, because I'm probably wrong on that, because I actually never played the game. All I know is it's available on Xbox 360. But I also decided to go ahead and check out all the stores and see what's inside. So, a couple of them I found some very interesting things. The first one that I want to talk about is what's in this store right here. Now, you guys can't really see it because of the blur, but I do have a better picture because it is easier to see everything at night here, so I took a bunch of pictures of everything that I found earlier, so we'll be able to go ahead and look at them. But if you look on the rack on the left side, you can actually see a copy of Forza Horizon 2, and then there's actually another game behind it that is not a cover that's very familiar, but it is a Forza game, and I want to go ahead and talk about that here in a second. The next thing, though, if you actually look in here, there's a rack in the back, and it's filled with bottles. And that could actually affect the ESRB rating, which, if you guys aren't familiar with what ESRB ratings are, that's sort of like the E for everyone, the E10+, T for teen, M for mature. Now, those of you guys not in America will have a different rating system, but it's the rating of the video game that sort of puts an age limit on it. So, I want to go ahead and talk about some of those. So, let's go ahead and get on into it and take a look at my photos here. So we go over here to community and we click on photos. So the first one I want to talk about is we got this image right here that I took. Bella Bella Espresso, and the wall is filled with booze. It's a coffee shop with alcohol. Alcohol, yeah! Unfortunately, guys, I live in a dry state, or in a dry county, So the closest liquor store is 45 minutes away. It is very, very sad. Very, very sad. But anyway, though, I decided, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe those aren't alcohol bottles. Maybe they're syrup. So I went ahead and zoomed on in them, because seeing if there were any logos, and there are. It says rum, and it says brandy. Now, the thing is, though, is ESRB ratings, they look for stuff like this. They look for alcohol references, tobacco references, and that can actually raise your ESRB rating up. This may be not considered an alcohol reference, but I'm fairly certain it is, because rum, brandy, and then right here in another store, that plain as day says wine, guys. And then if you notice over on the right side, you'll notice something very interesting. Those are cigarette boxes, and one of them actually says cigarettes. And the one that actually really grabs my attention for some reason is the one in the middle, the white box with a red square. Now, I feel like this is a brand of a cigarette that I know. I don't actually smoke, but I feel like I recognize that box. And at first I was thinking it's Marlboro, but Marlboro is actually like a red square with a white triangle down the top. So I don't actually think that's that. So I don't know. It just feels familiar to me for some reason. So, and then, of course, there's also a sign right here on the door that specifically says tobacco. Now, the thing is, though, guys, tobacco and alcohol are not referenced at all in the ESRB. Sort of like how sex scenes were not referenced in Grand Theft Auto 4, because, if you guys remember, there's this whole unlockable scene that technically was not supposed to happen. And in fact, you couldn't actually access it without hacking the game on your PC in order to get at it. But the thing is, though, is they actually changed the ESRB rating of the game after it was discovered. Now, technically, this shouldn't really affect it too much because it's not like they're advocating against it. Oh, look, I didn't notice that, but in the background, there's actually the Forza Horizon 2 game. Oh, that's interesting. We'll get to that here in a second. But that could raise it from an E for everyone to an E10 plus or even a teen because of the alcohol and tobacco references. So let's go ahead and look at some other interesting things that I found. Now, this image right here, you guys should recognize one of the photos in this from our What's in the Trash Easter egg. And that is the pig with the sunglasses. Now, I actually used that photo, although I think it has gold sunglasses, not blue ones, in the thumbnail for the video. So that's really interesting. And then there's a bunch of landscapes. In fact, here's one of my favorite ones with some landscapes. And there's a pizza! I want pizza, guys. Give me pizza. There's a whole pizza and a beach, which sounds pretty awesome, just eating a pizza, like a Hawaiian pizza on a beach, just munching down. Sounds delicious. If you guys can't tell, this is really food related. McDonald's, pizza, yeah. And then you guys also notice there's this girl, which was on the Lottie's billboard, and I believe her picture was also found in the trash can as well. So somebody must have been really mad because her picture was in the trash can. That kind of sucks for her. But I feel like that's probably mostly stock photos that are in the shops. And then again, right here, this one, I feel like the one that's on the left or on the right and in the middle, I believe that's actually one of the festival sites. And that's the smoke on the stage, and then you can see some colors. And I believe those are people throwing their hands up in the air, partying, having a good time at the festival. And I believe that's probably from an opening scene of one of the games. I'm not entirely sure which one. So then let's go ahead and just take a look at two things that I found kind of interesting. You have this sign right here. Team 1, take care, be focused, control. That just sounds very dark to me. Like, if I walk into a store and they got a sign that says take care, be focused, and control, I'm going to feel like they're trying to fill my mind with brainwash and just try and control me. Like, they're going to take over the world or something like that. It's really, really scary. It's like, that's some Illuminati shit. But control. I feel like this has got to be a reference to something that I'm not getting quite yet. So, I don't know. If you guys happen to know anything, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about all these Easter eggs, but this one in particular, I'm really interested to hear. So let's go ahead and take a look at this one back over here, which I found fairly interesting. This is an actual menu in one of the restaurants, and it's legible. Now, the thing is, though, is it also has prices, and those prices are way too expensive. I mean, one of them is literally like a bowl of cereal for $16. Like, what the hell? Who's gonna pay for a bowl of cereal, especially one that's $16? You know what you could do with that bowl of cereal? Or you know what you could do with that $16? You could go to the grocery store, buy a set of bowls, buy a box of cereal, and buy a gallon of milk, and still have money left over. And you would have many, many, many more cereal than you would get in that one bowl. So that's kind of an interesting thing. But let's go ahead and talk about the Easter egg that you guys all really, really want to see, which is the one that's going to be used in the thumbnail, and that is this one right here. So as you guys can plainly see, in the middle, you see the Forza Horizon 2 video game cover. But then on the right and the left, you see two different games, or what appear to be two different games, but they're not any Forza covers that we actually know. What could this be, you may ask? And actually, I asked the same thing. So I started looking at the car, and at first I thought, maybe this is the new cover for Forza Horizon 4. Because you guys can see there's that pink slash box that usually says Horizon at the top. And I thought, maybe this is like the new Forza Horizon cover. Maybe they accidentally let this slip, or one of the game designers let it slip. And at first I thought it was an Alfa Romeo 4C. But then I started thinking, that could also be a Ferrari 458 or 488. So I started taking a look into it, and I remembered that Forza 4 has a 458 on their cover, but it's a different 458 and different cover, so it couldn't be that game. Because I thought, maybe they just took the cover and then put Forza Horizon logo on it. I don't know. But then I did a little bit of snooping, and I actually found out, guys, that this is actually a fan-made game cover. So what some guy did is he actually took like a 458 picture, photoshopped it into the background of Colorado, like one of the screenshots, and he went through the painstaking process of making an actual working cover. And the back even has writing on it, guys. Like you can see the Mustang GT350R there in the nice and pretty blue color that I like so much. And there's actually writing that talks about the game. And I just think that's absolutely wild that somebody went through that. And I'll leave a link to that down in the description below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out too. Although the thumbnail should have a nice blown up image of this that's actually fairly high detail. But you guys will be able to go ahead over to that website and look at it without all the stuff that I put on the thumbnail and all that. But anyway though, guys, through all the technical difficulties, hopefully this one works, because this is like the 7th time I've tried recording this, and it's becoming a pain. Because I'm starting to get mad. So anyway though, guys, if you guys like the video, go to make sure to hit that like button down below for us, because you guys already know your support is so greatly appreciated. And make sure to subscribe for more videos coming out all the time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out.